We are talking to investors early in their real estate investing journey. This is something I look forward to doing a lot more of. I'm actually reaching out to school members, right? One at a time school members saying, hey, who is brave enough to come on the show and let me ask them some questions and they can ask me some questions. Next up, we've got Harrison, who said, I'm your guy. I'll help you. What's going on, bud?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Do us a favor. Who is Harrison? What are you doing? Where are you at in your journey? And we'll just go from there.
Who is Harrison? Let's get real. um, no, I'm green, man. As far as investing goes, I own one fourplex. Started about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm in the it sucks stage, as you call it. Just keep grinding. I weld at a shipyard from 10:30 at night till 6:30 in the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday morning, I get out, go to the bar. I bartend and manage a bar. Do beer, liquor orders, get out, go sleep, come back, weld one more night at the shipyard, Friday, Saturday night, manage the bar, turn around on Sunday, do it all over again, all while managing a 4-unit. Based at Biddeford, Maine. It's about 15-20 minutes south of Portland. And I've been doing that for probably about 3-4 years now, that same schedule. Just go.
That's intense. So let's talk about that fourplex. Is this a house hack, meaning you live in one of the four or no?
Yep. FHA.
Nice.
Got it in 2021 of June. So yeah, had to claw and scrap to get that. Probably about 20, it's a lot of offers my first time and a lot of rejection, but you just got to keep going. So.
Well, let's talk about that because Harrison, that's not sexy. That's like work, man. What are you doing? This is supposed to be easy.
right. Yeah. Like every YouTube short, it's always
just
this.
So let's talk about that because again, 2020 is an interesting year, right? I've been doing this a long time. I think it was 2020. I wrote 100 offers on the MLS and got nothing. I think I got like 2 counters. 2020 was rough to be a buyer.
Yeah.
But talk about that time. Because again, you're getting kicked in the teeth, you're getting ignored, you're not even getting counters, you're getting outbid. It can be self-defeating. I mean, how'd you keep going?
Just keep going. You can't, you gotta have a short memory. That's what I felt. And don't take anything personally. Like your offer's not good enough, whatever. Your backup offer.
Next.
Okay, great.
Next.
You just got to be ferociously relentless. And that's what it seems like it is for like the next 4 or for the past 3 years to the next probably 3 years. I'm going to have to be as well too, to get where I want to be. But during that time, you just got to stay after it. You got to keep looking at your buy box and stuff like that and just figure out what you're looking for.
I love that message. I love that message. Just, I'm lucky in that I had a sales career where I was always like the next one. Not a lot of people have that, right? I'm always to the next one. A lot of people are like the last one. Don't look backwards. That you can't do anything about that. Go look again. Go look at your buy box. Write another offer. Follow up. Do all those things. So let's break this down. So you I don't know. Would you write like 40 offers before you got this one kind of accepted and open escrow?
That's generous, but yeah, somewhere around there. But it was a lot, man. It was a lot of like driving for dollars, just exhausting, just everything. And it was like, there's like 30, 40 offers on every single house. Wow. So yeah.
Wow. Well, how'd you find this fourplex? You got line of sight. You obviously got it in escrow. Where did the lead come from? Does it friend, network? Did a deal fall through? How'd this one happen?
Felt it was on the MLS. My agent found it, actually went and looked at it. And this was during COVID. So we had one of the tenants ended up getting COVID. They had to suspend showings. And it was like in September, went through the winter, came back on in the spring.
Oh,
wow. And I don't know if the listing agent didn't put it, like something happened where she slipped up and it didn't go back fully to the MLS. And there's only like 4 other offers. Something slipped up. Okay. I got in and yeah. So, but it was just being due diligent, being on it, making moves. So
yeah. So you were following up this whole time. You saw it, You liked
Yeah.
it. This crazy COVID rules happened.
Yeah.
You kept following up, following up. Again, dude, this is so awesome. Most of my deals were follow-up deals. You just
Yeah.
like you find it, you identify it, you know your numbers, and
Yeah.
you just follow up, right? I hate being the highest bidder. It means like I overpaid.
Right. 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 Right.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So you get this one. Do you remember the purchase price?
Yeah. 440.
440. What are
Mhm.
they? Are they like 2 1s, 2 1.5s? What are they? The
3
fourplex.
1 bedrooms and 1 3 bedroom.
Say that again. Oh, three
Three.
one bed.
Yep.
Okay, 3 1. And where do you live? Are you in a one or are you in the big boy?
I'm in the big boy right now. I just moving out of it. I literally have it on turbo tenant right now. I was
Okay,
just responding to doing showings next week, and
nice.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Where are you going? Is this you going to the next place?
So funny enough, I sublease a 3 bedroom Portland, a 3 bedroom apartment in Portland.
Oh, okay.
Uh, that's where I kind of started because I started house hacking there.
Got it.
And the cool part is that I've rented out to probably about 6 people. I've
Uh-huh.
kept the rent the same. Like I don't make any money off of it. Like I just do whatever.
Yeah.
But those people have gone off to buy houses.
Okay.
So I kind of just leave it as like me and the landlord have an agreement of like I manage it. I put the people in there, but I'm not making money of it, but just kind of paying it forward, and
Right.
it's cool, man. It's
All
definitely
right.
cool.
All right. So you're gonna go back to that place and you're gonna rent the your cash flow is gonna go up a lot because I'm gonna guess that rent in the bigger unit's a lot more than the small one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very cool. All right. So how's it been? Again, I've told a lot of people that if I had to do it over again, the first thing I would buy is a fourplex. You can get in now with 5% down.
Yep.
Um, how's it been living next to tenants? How's it been?
It's really good. I've patience when you're trying to find a tenant is, I think, the biggest thing I've learned. Like I've sat 2 months with no income just because I didn't find the right tenant. And now that I've like taken my time doing it and I wasn't stressed, I made sure that I had enough. If anything happened, I had enough cash to make sure that it happened.
Right.
Um, my tenants are great, man.
That's
They're
awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
And how far is the new or the apartment from the fourplex? 15 minutes or I forget.
20 minutes. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's hours away. Okay.
Oh,
Very,
no,
very
no, no.
cool. All right.
Yeah.
So next I want to talk about you have a unusual schedule, right? I think
Yeah.
that's fair to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and real estate, activities generally speaking happen during the day. I think that's reasonable to say, right? When you're probably sleeping or catching up on sleep.
Yeah.
Um, Talk about how you manage your schedule. Because real estate and people, frankly, you have tenants around you that are, you know, stuff happens.
Yep.
How do you manage such a, working 7 days a week, kind of off hours?
Communication, just with everything, seems to be the biggest thing. It alleviates a lot of problems. If there are any major issues, I'll have the tenants call me, and I'll deal with it right then. Or if I can't deal with it then, I'll tell them when I'm going to do it.
Right.
But the biggest thing is you have to follow through when you say you're going to do it. Like, because then what happens is like, if you don't do it, they go, this guy doesn't care. Then I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. So you have that conversation up front, I'm guessing. You probably have to tell people, hey, I work graveyard or what swing shift or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
sleep. Yeah. You've got to communicate that like early, right?
Yeah. 100%.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So you're in the suck. By the suck, it sounds like it's what, just saving money for the next one. Is that what we're talking about? The suck?
Yeah. I hear, I, I hear you talk about how there might be some movement coming in commercial, or there might be something happening, or, I, I value my freedom later more so than I do my comfort now.
That's
And
perfect.
yeah. And, and I'm just in it, and nobody cares, man. Nobody
Nobody
cares.
can.
No, so you just got to
Yes.
keep going. You just got to keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. This is one of the things. I like about the school community that you're a part of, and thank you for being a part of it, is it's really
Absolutely.
a place where you could share what you're doing, right? If you share your story inside school, you're going to get other people supporting you, right? If you do it in your
100%.
normal friends network, they're going to be like, so what?
Right. Right. Or they might not even get like angry or anything, but they just can't
They
connect.
can't process it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on a different path.
Yeah.
I respect that. The other thing I love about this story is, again, everybody I know who's been wildly successful, um, the first 4 or 5 years were full of sacrifice. I mean, Anna Kelly comes to mind as one of the best stories, right? She's
Yeah.
balling out with the big house in Texas.
Yeah.
And, she decides that she wants to start this real estate investing, and she sells the big house. She moves in with her in-laws and 2 kids, lives in the basement for a moment,
Yeah.
and then goes to a 2-story fourplex in Pennsylvania in the winter, and she lives
Mhm.
upstairs.
Yeah.
This is what you're doing, just in a different era. So I want to congratulate you. It's not fun.
No.
Um,
No.
but look at what Anna Kelly was able to do, right?
Yeah.
Your future won't be the same, but it will be better. It will get better. It's just how it works, man.
Yeah. The power of no. Like I would love to go rafting with my buddies. I would love to go snowboarding or surfing. Like I love that type of stuff, but I want to be able to do that in volume later.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're 40 or 50, you're gonna be like, I'm out for 6 weeks in Hawaii, guys. See
Yeah.
ya.
100%, man. 100%.
Awesome. So I'm curious, what are you stacking cash for? Are you gonna do this fourplex thing again, right? You got one, you're gonna do another one, or where do you go next, Harrison?
Looking at either a small commercial building with a commercial space on the bottom with
Oh,
apartments up top. I live in like a small college, or Biddeford is a small college town,
okay.
and the city's kind of seeing a revitalization.
Oh,
And I think that there's going to be a huge influx of restaurants and bars. And
okay.
I wouldn't mind opening my own business, kind of owning the building.
Oh,
I think
that's
that's
cool.
kind of, or make a jump to somewhere between an 8 to 15 unit, make the big jump.
Yeah, let's talk about this commercial building, because one of the guys I talk to every week, Bo Eckstein, right? He's the small business lender on my
Sure.
channel. Um, there's a lot of cool things you could do by buying a mixed use commercial space,
Yeah.
right? You can get in for very, very little down, even less than a fourplex. And if you get the seller, to do a silent second, you can get in for almost nothing.
Hmm.
But you got to have a plan, all those things. So sounds like you already bartend, you're already kind of in the business.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would definitely reach out to Bo just to get ideas, because you
Sure.
can really structure the building purchase with small business lending. And small business lending is more flexible and more creative than real estate, which is wild for me to think about.
Right. It would make sense though, because they have to be,
Yeah,
right? They're
it's
betting on a vision. They're making interest on the vision. So yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, it's the whole small business is federally backed. It's at the end of the day, if you want to encourage it.
Yeah.
So definitely I would reach out to Bo and kind of talk about that, right?
I'll absolutely do
Um,
that.
yeah, because I think it would blow your mind what's possible with small business lending. Again, there are some rules, like you have to occupy 51% or not, but again, he knows
Right.
those rules. I don't, because I think
Right.
you'd be shocked at what you could get into a building for with small business lending. And then you're going to have units up top. Is that a
Yeah.
common configuration or no?
In the old New England towns. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like these old, but yeah, anywhere. Yeah. 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 So
Yeah, I had no idea. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, very
So yeah.
cool. Yeah, and then the other thing, I like the vision, because again, I do think there's a lot of pain coming in the commercial small, 5 to 50 units I often talk about.
Yeah.
Um, the real flexibility with those is finding a motivated seller
Mm,
who has a lot of equity, right? I talk about, again, with Stephen Dow, right, the 50-40-10, the 90% CLTV loan. That's the tool I hope to use. Why is that? Well, because I can borrow 90% of the debt, 50% with velocity, 40% with the seller. I only have to bring in 10. Second, I could do a blended interest rate, right? If I borrow 50% at 9 and 40% at 2, right? My blended interest rate is, I don't know, 5.5 or whatever,
yeah.
6%. And then the seller, I probably pay a little bit more, but again, I'm putting almost not, 10% down.
Yeah.
I think that stuff's coming. So if I was you in a college town, I would kind of start networking with commercial brokers or agents, letting them know what you're looking for. Basically, an older landlord, high equity, and just start having those conversations. So those deals are out there. They may not show up in the MLS. It's definitely
Yeah.
going to be a networking conversation. That's
I
another thing I got from Jonathan Twomley.
I actually I tried to take a stab at a seller finance deal a little while ago.
Nice.
I didn't know where to start, so I went to my tax guy because I figured he would know who's in the area who might
Okay.
have, you know. And
Yeah.
I got a lead. I saw the two men standing outside the building I was looking at. Went up, introduced myself, brought the deal to 99% done.
Mm.
And the guy goes, "Yeah, I'm going to let my real estate agent look this over." And I was like, I went and had a meeting with her, and she's like, "Yeah, I've never done a seller finance deal, da da da." And I was like, "Why are you looking at this?" Like,
Yeah.
long story short, they ended up walking on the deal, but I learned a lot. Like, even
Yep.
though that specific deal didn't happen, there were certain things I would have done now differently. And
Love
it,
that.
yeah, the subject too, man, you can do anything. Like, it's sick. Like, yeah, it's very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I think seller financing, sub two, all of that creative financing just is a larger umbrella.
Mhm.
I I really do think we're in, like, right now, I think we're in a buyer's market in most of the country, right? There are
Yeah,
in the Northeast, there's actually some Northeast towns that probably aren't, just given how little demand or supplies there. It's wild to look at on the map. But yeah,
100%.
I think the buyer's markets, they don't last long. I think we've got 6 months, and guys that are hungry, consistent like you, networking. I think you're going to shock yourself if you just keep at it. That would be my number one piece of encouragement, is just keep going.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
have any last minute questions for me, or anything that maybe I can help you, or maybe we can help by asking, we can help others watching?
Um, First, I just want to say thank you for school. And the thing that was best that attracted me to this channel was your swing and a miss t-shirt. Nobody owns anything. I'm dead serious. Like,
Yeah.
you hear people, they always give ambiguous answers or they always do something. And you're like, nope, I said this, I'm owning it. Like, even the rate cut, you're owning it, which is
Yeah.
awesome, and that means I can trust what you say. That means, so thank you for that.
Yeah. I think it's a big deal. I mean, we're going
100%.
to be out here talking. Nobody's going to get everything right. Shoot, most people don't
Oh,
get half the things right. Just own it, learn your lesson, and move on. It's okay.
yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
One question I would have for you, what would be the next move to scale the fastest? My main goal is I'm trying to get to $10,000 a month, the classic.
Yep.
Yeah. This is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
What?
I think there's two things that I look at for a guy like you. Um, I might do another fourplex,
Okay.
right? Another house hack fourplex, except live in the small unit, um, and just keep grinding. I think, again, if I had to do it again, I would probably do a fourplex, fourplex, fourplex. I'd probably be three deep before I kind of looked up. Uh, I do think there's some unique advantages in a commercial space with units above. I have some of those, but I've never operated a business in them. They came with businesses. I
Hmm.
think small business lending, again, that's Bo's business, not mine.
Sure.
I think I'd poke at that a little bit, because, again, if you could get into a mixed use, occupy it, and then have essentially a fourplex or an eightplex above, where
Hmm.
maybe you occupy one of the spaces, I mean, that just screams creative to me.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think I would always keep skilling up on seller financing. I think there's a lot of I think seller financing always works.
Yes.
I think in an environment for the next year, maybe 2 years, you'd be shocked at the deals that'll come through seller financing. I've bought entire portfolios. Whenever the market slows down, some people have to sell, and sometimes seller financing is the only option. So I think you're on a very good track pace. I would look at a fourplex, possibly that mixed use, and then keep skilling up on seller financing. I think all of those will do you well.
All right. Right. Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Very cool. Well, thank you for doing this, folks. If you are a part of school, do me a favor, reach out to Harrison, let him know how awesome he did today. It takes a lot to say yes to a guy. So again, thank you for being part of school. You're amazing. Take care.
Cheers.